This is a 6-minute video on Parkinson's. I'm Sarah. As a physio, I often wonder how to assess bad mobility objectively for people living with Parkinson's disease or PD. Today, I will introduce several objective measures based on published studies. You can find all the references in the video description. Let's get started. Based on a review by Taniguchi in 2024, objective assessments can be reached in 3 ways, with sensor-based measurements, or rating scales, or timed tests. First, sensor-based assessments. Most studies use a body-worn inertial measurement unit, or IMU, and focus on axial turns during sleep. Over half of the studies place a sensor on the sternum, followed by the waist, abdomen, or lower back. Some studies also evaluate limb movements by placing sensors on both wrists and ankles. The device on the right is used globally and widely. It's from Activity Limited. It's very small and lightweight. Don't get me wrong, there's no sponsorship here. Here's what overnight acceleration signals tell us. In this example, a healthy controls on the left versus a person with PD on the right. The yellow box indicates upright periods, which is longer for PD subject, having fewer and lower velocity turns. For more details, please refer to their original paper. There are advantages and drawbacks. Sensor-based assessments allow us to quantify turning difficulties and to perform unsupervised long-term monitoring, especially at home. While the drawbacks include data processing takes time and expertise, and none of the algorithms are one-size-fits-all. Let's move on to rating scales. There are 2 rating scales, the Modified Parkinson Activity Scales, or MPAS, and the Lindop Parkinson's Disease Mobility Assessment, or LPA. As for advantages, both are designed for PD in the rehab field and have good concurrent validity and high inter-rater reliability and so on. As for the drawbacks, in routine clinical practice, there's virtually none. Lastly, timed tests. Timed tests measure how long it takes to get out of bed, from supine to the upright standing position, or supine to sitting in the bed, often using video recording. They are simple and reliable, but time alone can reveal what limits mobility, like reduced trunk rotation. Therefore, some studies apply a combination of timed test and movement categorization, as I'm going to show you in the next slide. A study by Taniguchi in 2022 found that people with PD took much longer to get out of bed than healthy controls. Yes, it's common sense, but here's a key point. Slower bed mobility was associated with weaker hip adductor torque on the more affected side. These associations point to rehab targets: strengthen the hip adductors on more affected side and reducing upper limb rigidity, which may facilitate turning and improve time. In the last slide, I walk you through the mobility pattern categorization. Here's a quick guide to categorizing bed mobility in PD based on axial dysfunction. This study had 3 categories. Category A is trunk lateral flexion with rotation. This is the least common in PD, and it looks similar to healthy controls, likely because it demands axial flexibility to roll and to control limb sequencing. Category B is trunk lateral flexion without rotation. This is the most common strategy in PD, and from a biomechanical perspective, it's efficient. People with PD lift their lower limbs together as a unit, which helps elevate their upper body. Because our legs makes up roughly a third of body mass, we can use them like a counterweight to help lift their trunk upright, which is particularly advantageous in the presence of axial rigidity. Category C is sit and hip hitching. This pattern has 2 components. symmetrical flexion of the head and trunk, and hip hitching with a long sitting position, subsequently sitting at the edge of the bed. As it does not require trunk rotation, this pattern may be suitable for people with marked rigidity. Thanks for watching. For questions or comments, drop them below. See you in the next video. Bye for now.